The mostly weekly podcast from Root and Hero Plumbing and Air. Here to talk to heroes about business and the trades. With your host David and Cat, their own beer attack. Oh yeah, this is the Hero Talk theme song. Ooh yeah, this is podcast weekly. Well, mostly it is. Don't worry about it. Okay, this is the Hero Talk theme song. Ooh yeah.
Hey,
Hey.
hey, you know what time it is? It's time for another Hero Talk, the mostly weekly podcast from Rooter Hero Plumbing and Air. That's right,
That's right.
Hero Talk. Coming to you the day after Memorial Day. That's the recording day. When you're hearing this, really, honestly, depends on you.
True.
Yep. You might be listening to this in December.
True.
You might be listening to it when it's released this upcoming Thursday.
Which is when you should.
Yeah, but you know, that's the thing. That's the thing about podcasts. Anyway, I'm David, one of the hosts here. And with me is
Cat.
And together we're on the attack. So, Memorial Day, 3-day weekend, which makes it a 4-day week. I, for one, hate 4-day weeks
Why?
because it's like you take everything that's in a normal 5-day week, and then you scrunch it down into 4 days. So,
Or if you knew that you were off, you could like prep last week. Then you technically have 5 days on here. It's still the same thing.
it's
You
the
have
same
5
thing,
days to
yeah,
prepare
yeah,
for 6 days.
Exactly. Come on.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, you know, it is what it is. And then, you know, getting out of the weekly routine, the Monday routine, halfway through Tuesday, you think it's still Monday. It's weird.
I worked yesterday, so
Yeah, me too.
it was
But
fine for me.
still,
Why did you work yesterday?
I had stuff to do.
We're
And,
supposed
like, I
to-
didn't work the whole day.
Okay.
Right? Because I didn't even get home until, like, 6 p.m. But when I got home at 6 p.m., I caught up on some of this stuff. So,
Okay. That's
Yeah.
like, honestly, like, that's like one of the best times. Like, sometimes if I'm bored, I'll
Mhm.
just like start making content.
Mm.
It's like 10 p.m. at night. I have nothing to do.
when you get inspired, you get inspired. You
Yeah.
can't really control that, right? So, yeah, that's the weird thing, like with content creation, right? Like usually I set aside a time Saturday morning,
Hmm.
right? And if the inspiration doesn't hit me, if I just sit there staring at a blank Canva document and nothing's coming to me, I'll walk away.
Yeah.
And then usually when I'm in the middle of something, that's when it will strike, and I'm like, let me take out my notes app.
You're like,
Yeah.
dang it.
I mean, I have Canva on my phone too, but it's such a pain.
I do everything on my phone. I got used to it.
Yeah, like Service Titan and all that jazz. Yeah, I can navigate Service Titan on my phone better than I can. That's not true. As well as I can
Yeah.
on the computer. The only thing that kind of sucks on the phone itself is like, you know, using Excel,
Yeah.
because they still haven't mastered an app for Excel. Sad. Microsoft, what are you doing?
Like, there is an app for it,
There is an app.
but it's not like great.
It's awful.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
All right. Well, what are we talking about today, David?
Oh, we're getting right into it?
Yeah, let's get right into it because I feel like this is a great topic.
Okay, we're going to talk about mentors.
Mentors.
We've been hinting at this episode for quite a while.
And it's finally here, guys.
We keep bumping it for other topics.
Yeah.
So, but no, not anymore.
Not today.
No. And we don't even have a word of the week to just derail. I don't even know what we were going to talk about that episode. I think it was this, but
You're right, it was this.
okay.
But
So.
the word of the week took over. It was a good word.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe next week we'll come back with the word of the week, guys.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
I'm feeling saucy. So, mentors. Why
Mentors.
should people have a mentor? No matter what level they are in an organization or where they are in their life, right? Now, I'm talking here about an official mentor. Not like, I don't mean one that you have to pay, right? Although those exist. But, someone that can help you in your life and your career by giving advice, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you are the average of the 5 people you associate with most, maybe having a few mentors in your circle of 5, which I believe was a show. I could be making that up. Maybe I'm thinking of a phone plan. And
I think there was a show called The Circle. Want me to look it up? The
It's gonna bug
Circle.
me. The circle of life.
Oh, I thought it was on Google, but it was a screenshot.
No, it's a music theory. Okay.
There's a movie, there's a show, The Circle, but not of 5.
Yeah, I was probably thinking of a phone plan. So, you can have
There's
5
The Circle
people.
of Fifths.
That's music theory, though.
Okay, got it.
I don't know. Sometimes I make things up in my head, and it's like, yeah, I think
Sounds
that's real.
about right.
I think that's real.
Well,
And then it's like, no, it's probably from an alternate
Yeah,
dimension.
isn't there that a thing?
Oh, the Mandela effect.
Mandela effect.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
That's another episode, guys.
It's like, it's literally just shows how bad we are at remembering things collectively.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's insane to me.
Yeah, although I like it when they prove it wrong. I was like, no, it used to be. Why are you hiding that Fruit of the Loom?
Yes! It used to have the little
Cornucopia.
cornucopia.
Yep, I remember it when I was a kid.
Me too.
So, and then all of a sudden, no, we never had that. What are you talking about? Why are you gaslighting us, Fruit of the Loom?
Fruit of the Loom.
Well, those who control the
There's
past
something.
control the future. So,
That was deep.
and those who control the present control the past.
Crazy.
That's true. So,
So, mentors.
yes. Now, I'm going to let you do most of the talking here. So, a mentor definitely is needed to help you along the path, to guide you along the path, whatever path you've picked out, right? Because, yeah, we live in an age where you can figure most things out
Yes.
by yourself.
Very true.
In theory. Because, yeah, you can read all the books, you can go to all the websites, you can have AI design your entire schedule. Motion. Not sponsored, but a pretty good thing. So, yeah, I like Motion. I don't like the price tag on it, so I do not have it. But everything I've seen with it looks pretty legit. And I like that. So, anyway, you can have all these things and still don't know the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Someone from Utah was calling me.
Should have answered.
Nah. I'm busy.
We're recording here.
Here, I'll even swipe up and say, please text me like a normal person. I should edit my thing to say that.
Like
Is
a
it
normal
is it professional? I don't know. They're calling my personal cell phone. Do I have to be professional? Yes. Because I do use it.
That was a scam.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
So I get all my text messages and messages on my computer.
That's fancy.
Yeah. It just saves time. So it's one of those productivity efficiency things. Yeah. So I have all the free ones.
So mentorship.
So mentorship. Yeah. So, oh my gosh. Someone trying to sell me podcast promotion services while we're doing a podcast. That's not distracting.
At all.
I'm not going to go with your services, dude. Um, so, I'll rattle off a couple of things here, and then we'll just dig in.
Okay.
Right. So, people at all professional levels should find and have a mentor for the following reasons. One, it's a good idea, right? You can gain valuable knowledge and insights, especially if this person is a bit further down the path than you, right? They've seen it all, they've done it all. That's why they're further down the road than you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they can teach you the things to do and what not to do,
Yes.
right? So if you have a mentor that really knows how to invest in, I don't know, whiskey, right? Because you can invest in whiskey.
Okay.
Doing it by yourself, going forward by yourself, a little daunting. There's not that many whiskey investment connoisseurs, right? But if someone has been investing in whiskey for 5 years now and has made a bit of money off of it, they might be able to tell you where to get started.
Yeah.
Some helpful tips. And that's true with like anything you're investing in, right? So,
Because, like David said, this day and age, like, you can look into so much stuff yourself and get a lot of knowledge, but you're never going to get as much knowledge as from someone who has done it already.
yeah.
Because there's a lot of trial and error that goes into every day.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And, I mean, why reinvent the wheel, right? Why make the same mistakes as someone else made, right? When you can talk to someone and be like, well, what should I look out for?
yeah, to not do those mistakes.
So, the another reason, right, is you can develop new skills, especially if you're starting out in your career or you want to switch careers.
Mm-hmm.
So, find someone who has done the career that you're looking into, and basically pick their brain. I hate saying that because it's weird, but interview them.
Yeah.
Right? Find out what worked for them, what they do. Because, like, let's say you want to be a CTO, a Chief Technological Officer, right, for a company. But you've never done it.
Yeah.
You might want to speak to some CTOs before you go off and, start applying to places or trying to develop your skill set. Because until you actually done it or know someone that does, are you really sure that you know what skills to develop?
Exactly.
Right? So that's the same for any job role. Let's say you wanted to become an expert in marketing, right? You're just going to read some books and be like, hey, this is in this book.
I'm an expert now.
Yeah. You go, when did that book come out? 2008? Oh, yeah, I'm sure nothing's changed.
Nothing at all.
So, stuff like that. You can also get mentors that will help you expand your network. And networking is one of the best skills that you can develop, no matter what your role, no matter what your occupation is. Networking opens doors. In fact, there's that old saying that in business it's not what you know, it's who you know. Because you can pretty much teach anybody how to do anything, right?
Yeah.
So, especially at the lower levels of an organization. I don't mean that like despairingly or put anybody down, right? But it's most businesses have hierarchies, and this level does this level does that, this level does nothing, and this level takes accountability for everything. So, and most things up until the very, 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 very top can be taught and learned and implemented, and even the stuff at the very top can be too. I was just joking about that, but so find someone who does what you want to do and then learn from them.
Yeah.
So, you can increase confidence and motivation, basically bouncing ideas off of each other. That's my favorite thing to do, is just bounce ideas off of, and hey, does this sound stupid? And then have it be someone that can give you honest feedback.
Which is
Right.
the next one, like
Oh, is
honest and unbiased
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah. So, some ideas are stupid. And if you don't have someone to bounce them off of, or someone that's going to poke holes in it, you might be liable to just go with that idea, and then disaster strikes, and you're like, oh, I didn't think about that,
Yeah.
right? And if you had a mentor who you bounce that idea off of, maybe you could have avoided that whole thing,
Yeah.
right?
And it has to be someone that you like truly trust also, because there's a lot of mean people in this world that
Mm-hmm.
like don't want you to succeed, so obviously don't take advice from those type of people.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah, and also a lot of people who game theory and don't know how to do it, but
yeah.
say they do. Like, if you go on Instagram right now, right, and you go and visit any site, really, any profile, there's a chances are pretty high that it's either going to say entrepreneur or CEO,
Yeah.
right? Or, hey, follow this link for spicy pics. And I don't make the rules. I just see it. So, because of Instagram, and you can't fix the algorithm enough to where those don't come up.
Yeah.
It's a thing, and Instagram's getting some flack for it. But it is what it is. But chances are, since entrepreneurs only make up like 2% of the population, and then like 10% of that 2% are actually successful, chances are they're using entrepreneur as another word for unemployed. So it is what it is. So vet your sources, vet your mentors, and yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you have to be careful when selecting,
Yeah.
and then you have to give back too. It's like no one's just going to give you endless advice, right? Without something in it for them. That's just how humans work,
Yeah.
right? So as they're introducing you to new people, right? If you're going down the networking route, right? Introduce them to other people, right? It's a two-way street. It is what it is. But mentors can also help you advance your career,
Yeah.
and that's what a lot of people use mentors for, is career advancement, which is a good thing. You never want to stay like the same level you are for longer than you have to, right? That's another thing which we can make an entire episode off. I'm not even sure if we did, but make yourself replaceable, right?
We've talked about it
Yeah,
before.
we mentioned it. And that doesn't mean like, make it so that you don't have to do anything. Um, but have people that can replace you if you go on vacation, or replace you so you can move up in a company.
Hmm.
If you don't have anybody that will replace you, you're staying in the same position you're at,
Yeah.
100%, because they can't afford to move you out of that position. So, which is sad. But
Yeah.
make yourself replaceable. Now, if you're working at a place where you're worried that if you do train someone up that can replace you, the company will replace you with that person at a lower rate, you're in the wrong company. You should get out of that.
Hmm.
So that's a really bad culture to be in. So, but sometimes you can find a mentor in your very own work environment, in your own office space,
Yeah.
right? Other times you have to go outside the company. So, find someone in your own company that's doing something that you want to learn how to do. Right? It's honestly that simple.
Yeah.
It's not easy getting a mentor, but it is pretty simple of what to look out for,
Mhm.
right? So, you can talk to people who have their stuff together, right? And be like, "Hey, do you have a mentor?" If they say yes, it's like, "Oh, would you mind if I talk to them?" Right? Or, "Hey, do you know anybody that knows this?" And then you can reach out to that person and find that stuff out. You can leverage your coworkers and your managers or whoever, doesn't matter, to network through them, right? Or get on LinkedIn, find out who the people you know are connected to that are relevant, and reach out to them. Like,
Mhm.
I don't mean like, spam their DMs or anything, but, learn from them.
Yeah.
So,
You can even do it on LinkedIn. You'll be surprised how many people are willing to like talk.
Yeah.
Just do it safely, guys. Make sure they're a real person.
Yeah. So, like, it is what it is. Always check sources. Always check references. Make sure they're telling the truth about what they do. So,
Very true.
I mean, it's really easy on LinkedIn for at least a couple of days to put yourself as like the CEO of Facebook. So,
We're so weird. Like, why? Why go out of your way to do that?
it is. I don't know. So, and then what you want to do is you want to create a relationship with the mentor, right? There should be a mentor-mentee professional relationship. And this professional relationship can even include going out to dinner, lunch, drinks, whatever, to talk business, right? If you're into golf, I personally am not. I think it's boring. Not only to watch, but to play. That's me. Not everyone's like me. But if you're both into golf, go golfing. Go bowling.
Bowling is fun.
Yeah, go binge drinking. I don't know. However you want to communicate in whatever environment you want to be in. It's so, ask for advice, bounce ideas off of each other, and sky's the limit, honestly. Sometimes you're going to outgrow a mentor, and that's perfectly fine. You use whatever you learn from your current mentor, and you use that to find a new mentor who's even further down the road.
Yeah.
So, now, what if you're an introvert?
Very true.
What if you don't like talking to people? What if the very thought of getting a mentor
Terrifies you.
terrifies you? Well, it happens. And that's okay. Sometimes there's two routes you can go, right? The one, you can get over it and get a mentor.
Very true.
Right. The other way is you have to be very, very, very selective in doing it. Pick a persona, a person out there who might have a podcast or might have written materials, who updates often, right? And actually knows their stuff, right? And then just follow them. And like, if you're lucky, they'll teach you through osmosis, not even through like dialogue with each other, how to do certain things, and then you can extrapolate from there. It's not the best approach, but if you're that introverted, it's a starting point.
Mm-hmm.
So, like people like Andy Frisella, who owns several companies, right? And very, very, very successful. It releases like 3 podcast episodes a week.
Oh, wow.
Has a daily like email list, and posts a lot, right? That would be a good starting point depending on what kind of business you're going into.
Of course.
So, and a lot of his stuff is like transferable between industries, right? Which is both good and bad. So it's good that you can apply some of it to whatever you're doing. It's bad in that it's not tailor-made for whatever industry
Like a
you're trying to
specific.
get in. So it is what it is. Other people have like books that are current and relevant. If you're gonna go into marketing and you're an introvert, it is what it is. Marketing is a lot like sales, but you can automate a lot of the things too. But try to get a book that's written in the last couple of years and not one that was written in 2008.
Yeah, that's like a main thing.
Especially if it's about social media or like Google advertising, which changes every like 3 days. So, like you don't want to follow Facebook tips from 2011, right?
Yeah.
So, or even 2023. So, but get
Everything changes.
Yeah. So stay up with it. There's a ton of newsletters that you can subscribe to. Now, the issue with subscribing to newsletters or podcasts or anything like that is eventually, if you're not careful, your library of it mushrooms, and then you're following too much,
Yeah.
right? Like, if you're listening to this person, and this person, and they're all saying different things,
Gotta pick one.
you pick one, because otherwise you'll be bouncing between all three, and well, you won't get where you're going.
Yeah.
Same with newsletters, right? Same with anything, right? So pick one, maybe two on the outside if they mesh, right? If they can go together, right?
Have like the same beliefs.
Yeah. And one person might tell you the outline of something, and the other person actually just goes in and tells you step by step of what you should be doing, right?
Both are useful.
Yeah. Utilize YouTube, but don't go too off the deep end with that. Stick with one or two creators on that subject, right? If you find someone who can dumb down Excel enough for you to actually use Excel, stick with that creator.
Yeah.
So, because you can, like, and since honestly, I don't think TikTok is going away.
But TikTok is a good, like,
Yeah.
learning platform if you know how to use it.
Yeah. So you can learn how to do pretty much anything on Excel, Google Sheets, or anything just by watching like minute-long TikToks. So you can put them on repeat because automatically they're on repeat. So
Until you learn how to do it.
yep. So the thing is, like, just find somebody who's further down the road than you in what you want to do,
Yeah.
and then learn from them, bounce ideas off of them, get to know them, network with them, use their network if they allow it, right? If they're willing to introduce you to people, right? Because you can have more than one mentor for different aspects, right? So if you want to learn how to invest, like in stocks or whiskey or NFTs, don't do that, guys. Or Pokemon cards, say. Find someone that does that and has been doing it for a little bit and has had some success with it, and learn from them. If you want to learn how to do social media marketing, find someone who's been doing it that's been successful and learn from them, and don't be afraid to give back, right? Either through connections or hell, you might even want to pay them a little bit, right? Most people will say yeah to that, especially right now. But
Yeah.
so what did you have?
Honestly, they basically overlap for the most part. The benefit is of a mentor is like having a support system. That's something that wasn't like specifically mentioned, but it's kind of a given. Mentors offer emotional and psychological support, helping you handle challenges and setbacks more effectively. The feedback and advice we've gone over.
Yeah.
There's also diverse perspectives, which we kind of talked about. Feedback and advice, career development. Honestly, knowledge transfer is like the main one. And like David said, like bounce back the ideas. Don't just have it one-sided. Networking opportunities, personal growth, career development.
Yeah.
So basically everything that
Oh,
you
okay.
said, yeah,
Alright.
they all intertwine. It's just
Yeah. Yeah.
important to have a mentor, guys.
Yeah. Then honestly, the hardest part is getting one, right?
Yeah.
Or getting an official one, not just a buddy that knows something, right? So, yeah, your friends, family can be mentors, right? Your boss can be a mentor, up until you learn what they know, and then you have to find someone outside of that circle,
Yeah.
right? And you should always be growing. You should always be finding new mentors, people to learn from, and people to network with. The most I can't think of the word for it here. The most valuable thing you can have is your network,
Yeah.
right? Your network, as the old saying goes, your network is your net worth. So get to know people, reach out to people, when someone reaches out to you, don't ghost them unless they're selling you podcast promotion
During your podcast
during the
episode.
podcast. And yeah, that's all there is to it, honestly.
Yeah.
And then when you do get that mentor, make sure you nurture that relationship. And because the worst thing you can do to someone who's actively trying to help you is to ghost them.
Or like be rude to them
Or
about
be
it.
rude, or be like, that was a dumb idea.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Which, many such cases. Right? Your mentor is not going to be right about everything.
But they're gonna mean well when
Yeah.
they tell you.
And you know what? They're probably going to be more right than you are. Especially if they've done it before. So,
True.
just it has to be someone who's relevant in whatever it is you're trying to do. And, I don't know. Do you have anything else?
That's it, guys. Just, find a mentor. Again, if you're a little antisocial, find someone online that you can look up to. Read their books, read articles. But again, you're not gonna know unless you talk to someone who's tried or you try it yourself. So that's it for today's episode, guys. We will talk to you guys next week. Don't forget the fee is to like, comment, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.